Did you know that when you hit the snooze button on your morning alarm, you're not actually getting more rest?
You really aren't. I mean, it feels like it, but you're not.
Right. You might feel like you're saving yourself, but biologically, you're just tricking your brain. You are starting a brand new sleep cycle.
And it's a cycle that you will never actually finish.
Exactly. So instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up right in the middle of a deep sleep phase.
Which leaves you feeling even more exhausted than if you had just, gotten out of bed the very first time.
It's fascinating. And today, we are looking at two people, Ben and Anna. We are going to see how the first 10 minutes of their day completely rewires how they work, how they speak, and honestly, how they live.
It is a really fascinating psychological contrast. I mean, time is a universal constant, right?
Right. We all get 24 hours.
We all experience the exact same 24 hours in a day. But the architecture of those hours, how we manage our energy from morning to night, it couldn't be more different from person to person.
Oh, absolutely.
Ben and Anna represent two completely opposite philosophies of living.
They really do. And, well, welcome to the deep dive. We are so thrilled you are joining us today.
Yes, welcome.
Now, if you are listening right now, I want to be very clear about something. Today's journey is specially designed for you, the English learner.
That's right.
We know you are putting in the effort to understand and master this language. So today our mission is to explore a fascinating three-part conversation about daily routines.
It's all about everyday life.
Exactly. Our goal is to help you master talking about your own day using simple, clear, and perfectly paced English.
We're going to keep it accessible.
Right. We are going to avoid complex idioms unless, of course, we stop to really explain them. We want to give you the practical tools to describe your life.
And the sources for today's deep dive provide the perfect foundation for that. We're examining a dialogue series featuring two individuals, Ben and Anna.
Two very different individuals.
Very different. Through their conversation, they compare their daily routines, starting from the exact moment they open their eyes in the morning.
All the way to the end of the day.
Yes, moving through their work days and ending at the exact second they go to sleep at night.
We are going to walk right alongside them. We're going to analyze their habits, their choices, and the specific English vocabulary they use to explain their worlds to each other.
And what's fascinating here is how clearly their language reflects their relationship with time.
Oh, totally.
By looking at Ben and Anna, you are going to learn some incredibly useful everyday vocabulary. Words like commute and wind down.
Great words.
Yeah, you will see how English speakers use these words naturally in conversation. But beyond the vocabulary, you're going to see two completely opposite ways to live a day.
Okay, let's unpack this. Every single day starts with the act of waking up. And for a lot of people, that transition from sleeping to waking is, well, it's easily the most difficult part of the entire 24 hours.
Oh, without a doubt.
So let's begin by examining Ben and Anna's contrasting morning habits.
It makes complete sense to start at the starting line. In our source material, Anna describes herself using a very common English phrase. She says, "I am a night owl."
A night owl. Now, an owl is, of course, a bird.
Right, a bird that is primarily active at night and sleeps during the daylight hours.
So when someone calls themselves a night owl, they are expressing that their natural biological rhythm peaks later in the day.
Exactly.
They feel most awake, most focused, and most comfortable when the sun goes down.
And because of this internal clock, Anna's morning is naturally a pretty significant struggle.
It's a profound struggle for her. She tells Ben that her alarm goes off at 7 a.m.
Now, for our listener, I really want to highlight that phrase, goes off. It is a phrasal verb that often confuses learners.
Right, because logically you would think that when a machine starts making noise, it is turning on.
That would make sense, right?
Yeah, but we say the alarm goes off.
Exactly. In English, when an alarm, a siren, or even a bomb activates suddenly and loudly, we say, it goes off.
It indicates a sudden release of sound or energy.
Right. So Anna's alarm goes off at 7 a.m. But she admits to Ben that she doesn't actually get out of bed until 7:30 a.m.
Oh, wow. So there is a massive 30-minute gap between the alarm making its noise and Anna physically placing her feet on the bedroom floor.
A huge gap.
How does she fill that 30 minutes? Well, she uses the snooze button.
Right.
She admits that she hits the snooze button 3 separate times.
3 times. And the word snooze is crucial everyday vocabulary.
It really is.
To snooze means to sleep lightly for a very brief period. On a clock or a smartphone, the snooze button temporarily stops the alarm from making noise.
Just for a little bit.
Right. It usually gives you about 9 or 10 extra minutes of silence before the alarm goes off again.
It's like negotiating with the morning.
That's a great way to put it.
You hear that sound, you are fully aware that you need to wake up and start your responsibilities, but you press that button as if to say, please, just 10 more minutes. I am not ready for reality yet.
You're just trying to buy a little more peace.
But as we discussed right at the start of the deep dive, those 10 minutes aren't actually restful, are they?
Not at all. If we connect this to the bigger picture of human biology, hitting snooze is terrible for your sleep inertia.
Sleep inertia.
Yeah. Sleep inertia is that heavy, confused feeling you have when you first wake up.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
We all do. When Anna's alarm goes off at 7 a.m., she might actually be at the end of a sleep cycle. But when she hits snooze and goes back to sleep, her brain starts a whole new cycle.
Like, then it gets interrupted.
Exactly. 10 minutes later, the alarm goes off again, interrupting that new cycle. She is fracturing her sleep, which actually makes the sleep inertia much worse.
So she needs that 30-minute gap because she is actively making herself groggier.
Yeah, she really is.
That explains so much about the night owl struggle. Now, let's contrast that with Ben.
Ben is completely different.
He represents the opposite end of the spectrum. He is what English speakers call an early bird.
Right, the opposite of a night owl.
The phrase comes from the idiom, the early bird catches the worm. Meaning, someone who starts their day early is usually successful.
And Ben tells Anna that his eyes open at 6 a.m.
Wow. 6 in the morning.
And here is the defining difference.
Yeah.
He gets out of bed immediately.
He just opens his eyes and he moves.
There is no snooze button.
No negotiation with the clock.
None. He transitions from unconsciousness to action in a matter of seconds.
When Anna hears this, her reaction in the dialogue is quite funny. She says that waking up at 6 a.m. is scary.
Scary.
It sounds funny, but I think she genuinely means it. To her, the idea of suddenly waking up an hour earlier than she naturally wants to.
And jolting right out of bed without any mental preparation.
Right, it is terrifying to her. It feels completely violent to her body's natural rhythm.
It really highlights how foreign his routine is to her. It is like they are operating in 2 different time zones.
Totally. So Ben is out of bed at 6 a.m. The source outlines his immediate sequence of actions.
And they are very specific actions.
Yeah. He drinks a large glass of water. He washes his face. And he brushes his teeth.
Water, wash, brush.
It is an incredibly active sequence.
And notice the mechanism behind those specific choices. Every single action is designed to force his biology to wake up.
Right, because after sleeping for 7 or 8 hours, the human body is naturally dehydrated simply from breathing.
Exactly. Drinking a large glass of water immediately rehydrates the system and kickstarts his metabolism.
Splashing water on his face physically shocks his nervous system.
And brushing his teeth creates a fresh sensation that signals to the brain. Sleep is over. The day has begun.
It is aggressive activation.
Very aggressive.
Now, compare that to Anna. When she finally pulls herself out of bed at 7:30 a.m., she doesn't shock her system with water.
No, not at all.
The very first thing she does is make a pot of coffee. And then she sits by the window for 10 minutes.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this is a perfect example of managing energy rather than managing time.
How so?
Well, Anna requires a transition period. She needs a buffer zone.
Right.
She is sitting by the window, engaging in passive waking. She is not reading, she is not working, she is just observing the outside world while the caffeine from the coffee slowly enters her bloodstream.
She is letting the world come to her, rather than attacking the world like Ben does.
Exactly. Ben doesn't need a buffer. He steps directly from sleep into action.
But Anna builds a bridge.
A bridge out of coffee and quiet time, and she walks across that bridge very slowly.
And this choice, the aggressive activation versus the slow bridge, it sets the tone for everything that follows.
It really does.
Because once you are out of bed, you need to fuel your body and you need to transport yourself to your workplace.
Which brings us to the next phase of their daily routines, breakfast and travel.
Right, so let's examine their breakfast choices because their food completely matches their waking styles.
They match perfectly. Anna explains that she eats just something small. She mentions having a simple piece of toast.
Toast. It's just a piece of bread that has been warmed and browned by heat.
Very simple.
It is light, it requires almost no effort to prepare, and it is very easy on the stomach.
It perfectly matches her desire to ease into the day. I mean, she doesn't want to spend 30 minutes cooking.
Ben has a completely different requirement for his morning fuel. He tells Anna, I have a big breakfast.
A very big breakfast.
He specifies that he eats eggs and yogurt.
That is a dense, heavy meal for 6.15 in the morning.
It really is. It is high in protein and fat.
And the source text gives us the exact biological reason why he needs this specific food. Ben explains that he goes to the gym at 7:30 a.m. So he requires substantial, slow-releasing energy to lift weights or exercise.
When Anna hears about this gym routine, she uses a great word. She says Ben is very dedicated.
Dedicated.
For our listener, dedicated is an excellent adjective to describe someone who is deeply committed to a difficult goal.
It's a great vocabulary word.
When you are dedicated, you put in the hard work even when it is uncomfortable.
And waking up at 6 a.m., eating a heavy plate of eggs, and doing intense physical exercise at 7:30 a.m., that requires intense dedication.
Absolutely. Most people, especially night owls, would choose the warm bed and the toast.
It requires immense discipline. But his morning routine serves a very specific function. The gym is another form of activation for him.
Right.
Now, after the gym for Ben, and after the coffee and toast for Anna, they both reach the next major phase of the day.
Moving from their personal life to their professional life.
Yes, and this introduces one of the most important English vocabulary words in modern daily life. The word is commute.
Commute.
It is a fascinating word. A commute is the journey you take from your home to your workplace.
But notice how English speakers use it. We don't just use it as a noun like, my commute is terrible today.
Right, we also use it as a verb, an action.
You could say, I commute by bus.
It implies a regular, repeated journey between two distinct environments.
And Ben and Anna have wildly contrasting commuting experiences.
They really do. Let's look at Ben. Ben's commute is basically non-existent.
Non-existent.
Works from home. He tells Anna that after the gym, he takes a shower, gets dressed, and then his commute consists of simply walking to his desk.
His travel time is 0 minutes.
It is instantaneous. He moves to the bathroom, to the home office.
Yeah.
There's no traffic, no waiting in the rain, no crowded trains.
But then we look at Anna. Anna leaves her house at 8:15 a.m.
Right.
She walks to a bus stop and she takes the bus. She tells Ben that this bus ride takes 40 minutes.
40 minutes is a significant portion of the morning to spend in a vehicle.
It is.
But what is truly revealing is how she approaches this time. She doesn't frame the commute as a negative experience.
No, she doesn't.
She tells Ben that she uses those 40 minutes to listen to podcasts or read a book. She explicitly calls it her quiet time.
So what does this all mean? We live in a culture that is obsessed with efficiency. We generally assume that a 0-minute commute is the ultimate dream.
And a 40-minute bus ride is a nightmare.
Right. But I look at Anna and I have to ask you, and the listener, does that bus ride actually give her a psychological advantage?
That's a great question.
Does it act as a necessary boundary between her home life and the stress of her office?
This raises an important question about the psychology of the commute. For decades, researchers have studied the negative impacts of long commutes on human happiness.
Right, the stress of traffic.
Exactly. But recently, psychologists have identified something called boundary theory. The idea is that humans need a liminal space, a middle space, to transition from their personal identity at home to their professional identity at work.
Like an airlock on a spaceship?
An airlock.
Yeah, you can't just open the door from the living quarters directly into outer space. You need a room in the middle to adjust the pressure.
That is a perfect analogy. The bus ride is Anna's airlock.
Right.
For 40 minutes, she is not Anna the employee yet.
Yeah.
And she is no longer Anna who just woke up. She is in a protected middle zone.
She reads a book. She listens to a podcast.
Nobody's asking her to clean the kitchen, and nobody is asking her to answer work questions.
So for a night owl who struggles with mornings, that 40-minute forced pause might be the exact mental protection she needs to survive the workday.
While Ben, who has a 0-minute commute, has no airlock.
None. He walks from his bedroom to his desk.
His personal life and professional life are sitting right next to each other in the exact same house.
Exactly. And that blending of environments shapes how they experience the next phase of our outline, the busy workday itself.
Right. So the commute ends, the airlock opens, they're both at work.
Anna starts her job at 9 a.m., and she tells Ben that her very first task, the moment she sits at her desk, is to check emails.
Check emails. For our English learners, this is an essential phrase for business communication. Notice that we rarely say read emails.
We say check emails.
Yes.
That is a subtle but important difference. Why do we say check?
Because read implies a deep, focused engagement, like reading a novel. Check implies a quick scan.
Ah, I see.
When you check your emails at 9:00 a.m., you are looking to see if there's any urgent new information. You are scanning the subjects, deciding what needs immediate attention, and planning your tasks for the day.
It is an organizing behavior, not just a reading behavior.
That makes perfect sense. It is the universal starting block for modern office work.
Now, as they navigate their respective jobs, they eventually reach the middle of the day. They need to stop for lunch.
And once again, their environments dictate their habits.
Let's look at their lunch breaks. Anna tells Ben that she usually eats at 1:00 p.m. She brings a sandwich from home.
A sandwich. It is practical, it is cheap, and it is portable.
Bringing it from home means she doesn't have to spend part of her lunch break walking to a restaurant, standing in line, and paying for food.
She could just sit in the office break room.
But notice the environment. She's eating in the office. Even though she is on a break, she's still physically surrounded by her workplace.
That's true. Now, Ben takes his break slightly earlier, at 12:30 p.m., but the source material highlights a very specific detail about Ben's lunch hour.
What's that?
Before he eats, he leaves his desk to walk his dog, Rex.
Oh, right.
After the dog walk, he makes a quick lunch at home, eats, and returns to work until 5:00 p.m.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we see the profound difference between a traditional office structure and a work-from-home structure.
Yes, Anna's life is strictly compartmentalized.
Home is for personal things. The office is for work things.
She cannot walk a dog at 1:00 p.m. because she is physically trapped in the professional compartment.
But Ben's compartments are entirely blended. Walking a dog is a domestic chore, a home responsibility.
Yet he is executing this personal chore right in the middle of his professional workday.
I hear that, but let me push back a little bit.
Okay.
Is that blending always a good thing? We talked about Anna's commute being an airlock that protects her.
Right.
By walking the dog at 12:30 p.m., does Ben ever truly get a break from work? Or does he ever truly get a break from home?
That's a fair point.
If your office is your house and your lunch break is just doing household chores, doesn't that mean you're always kind of working and always kind of at home?
This is the major debate in the psychology of remote work. It is called context collapse.
Context collapse.
When you do everything in the same physical location, your brain struggles to separate the different parts of your identity.
Oh, wow.
Walking the dog gives Ben physical exercise and fresh air, which is great for his health. It might even help his brain subconsciously solve work problems while he walks. But you're right to question the boundaries. He lacks the clear dividing lines that Anna has.
It is a trade-off. Flexibility versus boundaries.
But regardless of whether they are sitting in a corporate office eating a sandwich or walking a dog around the neighborhood, there is one moment in the day that unites them completely.
The finish line.
The finish line.
The clock strikes 5:00 p.m. In the dialogue, both Ben and Anna celebrate this exact moment. Work is finally over.
Anna explicitly calls 5:00 p.m. her favorite time.
And Ben agrees with her. It is that universal hidden feeling of the pressure lifting.
The required professional hours are complete. The external demands on their energy have stopped.
However, as the source text makes clear, the day is not actually over. Work is finished, but life continues.
Exactly. 5:10 p.m. is just the transition into the final phase of the daily cycle.
We move into the evening. This is where we explore how Ben and Anna spend their personal time, how they manage their household chores, and how they ultimately prepare their bodies for sleep.
Let's look at the hour after work, around 6:00 p.m. This is typically when they are both back in their respective home environments, settling into the evening.
And how they choose to spend their remaining energy is incredibly revealing.
Anna arrives home from her bus commute around 6:00 p.m. She tells Ben that she is usually quite tired when she walks through the front door.
Makes sense after a long day.
But her next action is surprising. Instead of sitting down on the couch to rest, she immediately tackles her household chores.
Really?
Yeah, she says she cleans the kitchen or does the laundry right away.
She pushes directly through the physical fatigue. She forces herself to keep moving.
Yes.
Why does she do that? If she is tired, why not sit down?
Because she understands the psychology of momentum. In physics, an object in motion stays in motion.
Right.
If Anna sits down on the couch at 6:00 p.m. after a long day and a long commute, she will lose all of her momentum.
She knows that if she rests first, she will never get back up to clean the kitchen.
Exactly. She is doing a favor for her future self. By finishing the chores immediately, she guarantees that the rest of the night from 7:00 p.m. until she sleeps is completely, totally free from obligation.
That makes a lot of sense. Now let's look at Ben. Ben's approach to 6:00 p.m. is the complete opposite.
He doesn't do chores.
He tells Anna that he prefers to relax first. He says he might play some video games or he might call his parents.
He wants to transition out of work mode by doing something highly enjoyable and low effort right away.
This is a brilliant structural inversion of their morning routines.
Think about it. In the morning, Ben is the one who jumps right out of bed into aggressive action, while Anna takes it slow with coffee by the window.
Oh, wow. You are right.
But in the evening, they swap roles completely. Anna is the one who jumps right into aggressive action with the chores, while Ben takes it slow with video games and phone calls.
That is fascinating. Ben front-loads his effort in the morning and buffers his evening.
And Anna buffers her morning and front-loads her effort in the evening. It is a perfect mirror.
It shows how human beings naturally seek balance. If you push hard at the start of the day, you need a softer landing at the end.
And this need for balance extends right into their dinner habits.
Ben explains his dinner routine to Anna, and it is highly structured. He tells her that he cooks dinner on Mondays and Wednesdays, but on Fridays he always orders pizza.
That structure is a form of energy management. Making decisions requires mental energy.
It is a concept called decision fatigue.
Yes, decision fatigue. By creating a strict schedule, cook Monday, cook Wednesday, order pizza Friday. Ben removes the need to decide what to eat.
He doesn't have to stand in front of the refrigerator at 6:30 p.m. wondering what to do. The decision is already made.
And Anna tells Ben that she loves pizza too, which is a nice moment of connection. But then she reveals a specific hobby she does after dinner.
Oh, yes.
She says that she studies Spanish for 20 minutes every evening.
This is a wonderful detail, especially for the audience listening to us right now.
It really is.
I want to speak directly to you, our listener, for a second. Anna is learning Spanish in the exact same way you are dedicating time to learning English.
Notice the detail. She studies for 20 minutes.
Right. She doesn't lock herself in a room for 3 hours every night.
She integrates a short, focused block of learning into her normal evening routine.
Consistent, small efforts usually produce better results than massive, exhausting study sessions.
It is about building a sustainable habit. And 20 minutes of language study is also a great way to shift the brain's focus.
It requires concentration, but it is a different kind of concentration than her office work.
It helps pull her mind away from whatever emails she was checking earlier in the day.
But eventually, the studying ends, the chores are done, the dinner is eaten, the night must come to a close.
And this brings us to one of the most vital vocabulary phrases from our source material, the wind-down routine.
The wind-down routine. This is a crucial concept in modern wellness and a very common phrase in conversational English.
So let's explore the metaphor behind this phrase. Wind down. When I hear that, I think of an airplane landing.
An airplane landing, how so?
Well, a commercial airplane flying at 30,000 feet cannot just suddenly drop out of the sky and stop on the runway.
It would crash.
Exactly. The pilot has to begin a gradual descent miles before the airport. They slowly decrease the altitude, they lower the speed, they deploy the landing gear.
It is a systematic process of deceleration.
A wind-down routine for a human being is the exact same process. Your brain has been flying at a high altitude all day, working, commuting, studying.
You cannot just jump into bed and expect your brain to stop instantly. You need a descent sequence.
That is a highly accurate analogy. A wind-down routine is the series of deliberate actions you take to signal to your nervous system that the day is over.
It is how you decrease your mental and physical velocity.
And Anna has a very deliberate, very long wind-down routine.
She does. She tells Ben that she starts her process at 9:00 p.m.
She turns off the television, removing the bright artificial light and the noise.
She changes into her pajamas, which is a physical signal to the body.
Then she reads a book. But she doesn't actually turn out the light and go to sleep until 11 p.m.
She requires a 2-hour descent. 2 full hours of gradual deceleration before her biology allows her to cross the threshold into sleep.
She needs a long runway.
Now let's look at Ben. Ben's landing sequence is dramatically different. He tells Anna that he is in bed by 10:00 p.m.
He turns out the lights, and he claims that he falls asleep in just 5 minutes.
5 minutes. When Anna hears this, she says it is amazing.
It sounds incredibly efficient. He simply decides it's time to sleep, and his body complies almost instantly.
Wait, let me push back on this, because I read something recently that completely changed how I view this.
Wow.
Anna calls it amazing, but is it really? Falling asleep the moment your head hits the pillow isn't necessarily a superpower.
That's interesting.
Sleep experts often say that if you fall asleep in under 5 minutes, it is actually a major symptom of severe sleep deprivation.
Wow.
A healthy, well-rested brain is supposed to take about 15 to 20 minutes to slowly transition into the first stage of sleep.
So is Ben actually an efficient sleeper, or is he just fundamentally exhausted from waking up at 6 a.m. and going to the gym?
Exactly. That is a brilliant point of analysis. We assume speed equals health, but in biology, that often isn't true.
His sudden sleep onset might be his body crashing from exhaustion rather than peacefully resting.
It perfectly matches his aggressive morning routine. He shocks his system awake at 6 a.m., and his system shuts down violently at 10:00 p.m. It is a cycle of extremes.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me.
If we look at their entire day, from start to finish, we see a complete, perfect reflection of their underlying natures.
Ben is a creature of sudden shifts. Immediate action in the morning, 0-minute commute, immediate sleep at night. He manages his time to maximize efficiency.
And Anna is a creature of gradual transitions. She uses the snooze button to slowly wake up.
She uses coffee and the window to bridge the morning.
She uses a 40-minute bus ride as an airlock before work.
She uses a 2-hour wind-down routine before sleep.
She manages her energy to protect her mental state.
Neither of them is necessarily doing it wrong. They have simply built two completely different architectures to hold the exact same 24 hours.
To summarize what we've discovered by analyzing Ben and Anna today, we've explored the profound differences in daily human routines.
We examined the biological and psychological struggle between the early bird, who forces immediate action, and the night owl, who relies on gradual transitions.
We broke down how commuting acts not just as travel, but as a psychological boundary, contrasting Ben's blended work-from-home life with Anna's protected bus ride buffer.
We looked at how evening habits mirror morning habits, balancing chores and relaxation.
And finally, we unpacked the vital concept of the wind-down process before sleep.
Throughout all of this, we highlighted the natural context of everyday English vocabulary. Words like snooze, the verb form of commute, and the concept of winding down.
These are words and concepts you can use immediately.
The next time you talk to a friend or write in an English journal, you can use these exact structures to describe your own reality.
And speaking of your reality, the source material actually leaves us with a specific challenge.
Yes, and I want to present that challenge directly to you, the listener.
It is a great way to practice.
The challenge is this. Can you tell us 3 things you do every day? Use the verbs we focused on. Talk about when you wake up, how you commute, or where you work, and what time you go to bed.
You don't have to write a complicated essay. Just build simple, clear sentences.
Practice speaking them out loud. Describe the architecture of your day.
And as you think about how you structure your own day, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder, based on the contrast between Ben and Anna.
We often glorify efficiency. We praise the person who jumps out of bed at 6 a.m. and falls asleep in 5 minutes.
But we have to ask, what is the cost of that speed?
If you force yourself to eliminate all the slow moments like Ben, do you lose the quiet, peaceful protection that Anna creates on her bus ride and during her 2-hour reading time?
If you remove the transitions, do you actually lose your peace of mind?
Ultimately, you have to look at your own habits and ask yourself, which routine truly supports the life you want to live?
Such a powerful question. Are you managing your time, or are you managing your energy?
Only you can answer that. Thank you so much for joining us on this English-focused deep dive.
We hope you learned some new vocabulary.
But more importantly, we hope you found a new way to look at your own daily routine. Keep practicing your English, keep paying attention to those transitions, and we will see you next time.